Yesterday's update to Modern Warfare added a few maps, modes, and other content as the kickoff for Season 1 began, but the biggest part that a lot of players were probably looking forward to was getting into that Battle Pass, the first introduction in Modern Warfare, featuring free and premium tiers in a 100 tier stream, as the system in place for players to organically earn weapons and cosmetics in the present and coming future for the game's main year of support. But 100 tiers, 2 weapons, and a whole ton of cosmetic items pretty much boils down to one simple question. Is it worth it? Today, I want to explore that because, quite frankly, it's a yes and a no answer. It is worth it, but it also isn't. It just comes down to what you're looking to get out of that pass. So we're going to expand upon that today in this video, and as well give you maybe a little review of the offering with Season 1 and talk about all things Battle Pass related. But that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you happy with the system we just saw introduced? Maybe not so much. Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below as we go along. And as well, if you're new to the channel, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare on a daily basis if you haven't done so already. But that said, the Battle Pass. So yes and no. Again, it depends on what you're looking to get out of it. Let's start with the free portion here. Let's say you're a very base player. You don't play too much, but you want to get some stuff out of it. The nice part and the very best part to me is the fact that both weapons introduced with Season 1, the only ones introduced with Season 1, doesn't seem like there's going to be any other weapons coming mid-season or anything like that. These are given absolutely free. You just have to simply play the game. The furthest one in the Battle Pass is only tier 31, as opposed to last year we saw that weapons were available for free, yes, but it took about 50 to 100 hours of grinding, depending on if you wanted that tier 50 reward or that final max reward in terms of those ranged weapons. We don't have any melee weapons really introduced here with this, so we don't know if that's going to be something in the future that factors in, but for the time being, tier 31 is all you have to go to. The weapons are the only functional pieces in this Battle Pass. There are no drops, no paywall for these weapons. You don't have to upgrade your pass at all to get these weapons. You can just simply play at the very base of the game. Everything outside of that, both in free tiers as well as the premium tiers, are simply cosmetic or COD points, which is also something we've been asking for ages, which hopefully, if we're lucky, it stays this way the entire year of the game's main support and forward into the future titles coming even in 2020, 2021, and so on and so forth. But for now, I am happy that what we see is simply cosmetic, and hopefully it stays like that. Hopefully nothing happens to like Days of Summer in Modern Warfare. But frankly speaking, if you're not so sure how much time you'll put into the game this season, if you have quite a bit on your plate, you only play on weekends or something like that, it's honestly really fine and you should be able to get these weapons. But if that's the only thing you care about, that's the only thing that you really want here out of this Battle Pass, which makes sense. Again, it's the only functional thing here that will change or alter your gameplay experience in any way. Or I guess disclaimer, you can say that double XP and double weapon XP can as well, but on a larger perspective, the point still stands. If that's the only thing you want and you are short on time, it's not really all that worth it to upgrade your pass in any capacity. When all is said and done, if you take this free route, you will end up having 300 COD points, 2 weapons, and a few weapon blueprints for free just for simply playing the game. And if you're short on time, that may be all you really need. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So if that's the case, the paid variation or paid extension, as I like to think of it more so, since it's all in one line, one 100 tier stream, there is no secondary stream that is free, and 100 tiers that are different with some different rewards there, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and so therefore I think it is good if you save your money. Again, short on time and only want those weapons. But if you are like me, you are maybe a die-hard player and you know that in the next 60 days you're gonna reach max level, you're gonna grind out the game, you're gonna put in the time, well, that kind of shifts that paradigm. For perspective, you're earning content all at the same rate. We've yet to really tie down the exact specifics of how you rank up your Battle Pass and how quickly that is, if there are things that work definitively better than others. I was told at Infinity Ward Studio that it was about an hour of playtime to rank up a tier, but it was tethered directly to XP. But specific timing aside, say you get to tier 6, that's reasonable. You on the free path get the M4 Purist variants and 100 COD points at that point, but if you paid into that 1000 COD points to get that premium stream, you'd capitalize on not only that Purist variant and the 100 COD points, but also an additional calling card, double weapon XP, and emblem, and another blueprint for your knife. Up front, that's not too much because we are still so early onto it, but when you go over time, that's when it will really start to compound, where at the base, the free variation of it, if you take that, you don't have a lot of time. you can get the only things that are really important throughout that span of 60 days. But if you're going to continue to play, if you're going to continue to grind through levels and ranks, you have that option then for a small price tag to get a lot more comparative to the free base. Personally, I think that the free variation is rewarding for the players who have minimal time on their hands in the grand scheme of, again, that's 60 days per season compared to the people like me whose job of creating content is tethered to the game. The rest of the pass is literally all optional, all cosmetics, and affects your game in zero ways other than, oh dang, I have a cool blue camo for my Car 98K or something similar, or maybe I get some 15 minutes of double XP or something here and there. Personally, why I find it worth it is just simply for the blueprints. We can break it down tremendously, and we'll go a little in depth here with it in just a second, but things like officer uniforms are cool, but as I've said for years, I don't really care so much about those. I care about the camos first and foremost because it's a first-person shooter game. It's a perspective of first person. I'm not going to be seeing that uniform more than I will a camo that's literally in my field of view in game. So when you consider the fact that just simply for playing the 100 tiers along that route, if you have the time this season, then you'll get 18 more additional blueprints in the premium stream as compared to what you get in the free pass. That works out nicely in my opinion if I know that I'm going to be playing a lot and I'm going to reach that max level. So if I'm gonna play, why not allow myself to earn more cosmetic items? And personally, I'm okay with the price point even. 1,000 COD points not only breaks down to get you those 18 additional blueprints, but it does so in a way that is actually cheaper than if you were to say go into the shop. If you break that down, it's about 55.5 COD points each blueprint in the Battle Pass stream. That's less than $1 in comparative in-game currencies to real money, and again, comparing that even to the shop prices, if you broke down even individually, you wouldn't find a price that low. You'd probably see around maybe at the best 100 COD points split if everything is broken up and sold at equal value in those bundles, which, let's be real, a sticker does not have the same value as that of a weapon blueprint. But on top of all of that, you also get back 1,300 COD points, which is more than what you paid into it if you end up going that full 100 tiers. And theoretically, that gives you enough to buy the next battle pass for next season with even 300 COD points left over on top of that. So while I'm sure that there's going to be a blueprint or two that catch my attention and I'll likely buy a bundle here and there, if you're somebody who does not care at all about the customization or skins of the game, this is a one-time $10 purchase that will let you get access to the coming season's premium pass for simply just playing the game over and over again. So you complete this pass, you get the 1,300 COD points back, you can put that into 1,000 COD points of it next season, and then get 1,300 COD points back perhaps, and then continue that cycle until the game ends. And personally, I'm totally fine with that. $10 for optional things that do not affect the gameplay in any functional capacity outside of maybe double XP, and the potential to only do that one time per year. Realistically, that's not all that bad to me. Plus, also, it gets even better if you ended up, say, getting one of the collector's editions or special editions of Modern Warfare this year. I think before the update went live, and correct me if I'm wrong here on this one, but if you had the extra COD points that came with whatever variation you got above that base version of the game, some of those I think went away, but they should be back now, but that's a couple of thousand COD points that you already started with. So you can factor in, again, that entire scenario of buy into it and then it rolls over into the next season if you don't buy cosmetics. You do that, but for actually no charge this time. There is no $10 upfront fee as compared to, say, my own base game with no COD points included in that. So in that sense, it's almost a no-brainer. Now, personally, would I like to see some cooler things here out of the Battle Pass? Yeah, absolutely. There are some really cool skins. I'm a huge fan of the Car 98K variant. We get it, I think, like tier 46. I'm a huge fan of the Corruptor variant for the Ram 7 at tier 99. But outside of that, we've already seen that there's a lot of cool stuff in the shop and other cool stuff coming along the way, which is kind of a bummer that that stuff is behind a paywall individually, but I think that was kind of bound to happen, and there still are some cool things within the actual Battle Pass, and maybe hopefully in the future we get some even cooler skins like that coming in the Battle Pass as well to maybe equal it out where there's at least a half dozen really cool variants that are exclusive to the Battle Pass and you don't have to put any money into outside of just accessing the Battle Pass. But ultimately, again, like I think it comes down to really what you want out of your experience, what you want out of Season 1. If you don't have a lot of time, then $10 may be better spent somewhere else. But if you know you're going to put in the time and you want to capitalize on the cosmetics you can get for simply doing what you're already doing, $10 isn't a bad price point for the 80 some items you'll end up getting. It is better priced comparatively to, say, something in the shop. And again, you just simply get rewarded for playing the game as you would normally. So in that sense, again, it comes down to yes or no. I personally don't think the 2400 variation of the Battle Pass bundle is all that worth it, because at that point you're just paying an extra 1400 COD points or $10, because you can break it down to a $20 bundle for 2400 COD points. You're paying an extra $10 for 20 tiers, which sure is a discount, but again, if you know you're going to play, in the long run, whenever you hit tier 100, if you do that before the end of the season, you kind of have extra spare time that you could have used and done it ranking up throughout the season, but you paid up front $10 for that. So in that sense, you're not really getting much more added value out of it if you're going to, again, be in it for the long haul in that long-term game. But ultimately, again, it comes down to your own personal preference and what you want to get out of it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think the Battle Pass is worth it? Do you think it is something that is going to keep your interest? Do you think it's going to be something that in the future we get some even cooler rewards? Are you guys happy with the rewards we have so far? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. Just wanted to have a casual conversation here and discuss this brand new feature and where we'll be seeing it going in the future with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare on a daily and regular basis. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But all that said and out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.